What's going on, everyone? I'm Marcos.
And I'm Paul, and we put the P
And the M
in the Hot Salsa Show. I'm glad to be back here today. I'm excited. I know it's been a couple weeks since we've been off. We've been so busy. I'm just glad to be here. So
we've had a lot going on, man, like a lot. I mean, how many events do we have in the past, I don't know, a few weeks?
Man, I can't even count, man. We've been out of town, back and forth, and it feels good just to sit down.
It feels good to sit down, feels good to finally come back to the show, but most importantly, it feels good to spotlight a strong woman entrepreneur here in the Valley, and her name is Alicia. Alicia, welcome to the PM Hot Salsa Show.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here.
I'm honored, yeah.
Now, I know that you and I, we've met, last year, and we've talked a little bit, but I've got a ton of questions. I know Paul's got a ton of questions. I know the audience is like, who's this Alicia lady that they brought on the Hot Salsa Show? So I'm just going to start right off the bat.
Sure.
Where are you from?
I am actually from Utah, a little town called Santa Clara, Utah.
Utah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I know where this place is.
Yeah?
Do you?
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in Utah.
Paul, why have you been everywhere?
The company I used to work for when I used to be a driller was in Utah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Utah was like second home to me.
All right.
Yeah, Utah's beautiful. The town that most people will probably recognize is St. George. St. George is the actual city, and Santa Clara is a little suburb, so.
Okay. On the So how long did you live there, like growing up? Your whole childhood up
Pretty
to high school?
much.
And
Yeah, so we moved, my family, I'm the baby of 5. We moved to St. George when I was 3 years old. My dad is a retired fighter pilot, so he was in the Navy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Like
served,
Top Gun.
Oh yeah, served 20 years.
Okay.
Retired when I was 3, and that's when they moved my family to St. George. So yeah, I lived there up until, I think I was 19 when I finally moved, but I didn't go that far. I just went up to Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So up north, it's about a 4-hour drive up north, and actually lived there for probably about 3 or 4 years before I then moved here to Arizona, and I've now been here for 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
practically
You are-
native now.
No, you are a native.
Right?
Yeah. What's the threshold? Is it like 8 years and above you become a native, or when do you get dubbed
Whoa.
a native?
Oh, I have no idea.
You should tell us that. You're actually born and raised.
Oh yeah, were you born and raised?
Born and raised.
And you
yeah.
should know.
That's right. So the threshold is 9 years.
Okay. So you actually did know. You were just waiting for us to see if we knew.
It was a pop quiz.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys didn't fail because you didn't answer, but
Well,
All right.
I didn't want to answer it wrong because I knew I was going to get it wrong.
yeah, for sure.
I was going to say
no
like 3
idea.
years.
You would have got it wrong. She would have got it right.
Oh, let's see how that goes.
I know, biased, huh? That's
Yeah,
messed
very
up.
biased.
So you moved here, and then 10 years ago, was it 10 years ago from now?
Yeah, it was actually almost. It's actually just over 10 years that I've now been here. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. When you got here 10 years ago, did you become an entrepreneur? Did you start working a regular 9-to-5 type job? What did you do when you got here?
So I actually have a kind of a funny little backstory on how I got here. I was actually on felony probation in the state of Utah.
Oh, dang. Okay.
I know.
All right, Martha Stewart.
Inside trading.
And just to, I'm sure people will be curious, it was a felony DUI.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And my boyfriend at the time had actually moved here to Arizona for a job, and I had to serve some jail time in Salt Lake County. And as soon as I was released, I had to actually apply. Believe it or not, you have to actually apply to allow for another state to allow you to move over their border. So I actually
Really?
it was about a 3-month process. I had to fill out an entire application. And to answer your question, what I was doing for work was managing merchant accounts for a corporate tax company in New York.
Wow.
So that was my 9-to-5. That's what I did during the day, and just told them I wanted to move to Arizona. Mm-hmm. And I was taking my job with me. They knew about my little legal troubles, allowed me to take that time away. But yeah, they approved me to move to Arizona, so I kept that job. I did that during the day. I was remote at that point, just on the computer, and then decided I wanted to go to school for aesthetics. I had always wanted to go to school for it. Skincare has always been a big passion of mine. I've struggled with acne most of my teens and adult years. So that's how I actually got into aesthetic school, which then got me into eyelash extensions, which then got me into where I'm at today.
Wow, which we're going to talk about in a second.
Yeah, we'll dive in for sure.
So you, how long were you doing your job before you went to school for aesthetics?
For the corporate tax job, I worked for that company, and I did things like that after high school. That was pretty much, I mean, I'm a college dropout.
Me too.
My major was psychology. I got halfway through and was like, I don't want to do this. This doesn't feel like what I'm supposed to do with my life. So, ended up going to aesthetic school at night. So there was a night program. So I was able to keep my job during the day, work at home. And funny enough, the aesthetic school was in front of the apartments that I lived in. So I could just log off for the day and walk to school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I finished the aesthetics program in about 6 months.
Wow.
Yep, and then it was from there. I mean, I guess if you really want to dig deep, I think I've always known that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I never liked to be micromanaged. Not a big fan of authority. I don't like to be told what to do. I never got along with teachers in middle school, high school. I mean, even elementary school, I had a bit of a hard time getting along with authority. So I think it was kind of always just, I knew, I just didn't know how.
Right.
But I figured it out.
You found your way, and here you are now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. I watch your stuff on social media all the time, and we met through like a networking event, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But nowadays, how many businesses do you own?
3, as
Wow.
of right now. Yeah.
3 businesses. You guys heard that? 3 businesses?
I'm kind of all gas, no brakes. My dad likes to joke that when I get an idea or I'm passionate about something, he calls it I have a bee in my bonnet. So I just have a bee flying around in my hat, and I just can't stop until I do something about it and like make it come to life or bring it to life. Yeah, my bonnet.
I love bonnets.
Yeah.
I wear one all the time.
Well, I do to sleep also because my hair is precious, but
See, look, I know what we're like. You know, I have 3 businesses as well,
cool.
and we both wear bonnets.
I love that. I love that for us.
like
How
you.
long is your hair? How are we doing on length?
Well, I don't know.
Do I got you beat there?
Yeah, you did. No, I don't know. It look like we're tired
around
right
the
now.
same.
We're about tired. But I don't like to wear it down like that.
That's okay.
That's why I wear a bonnet. It's like super cool. Maybe it's like your chef hat.
I like that.
Do I need to wear a bonnet?
You might need to.
I was like, dang.
Never mind.
No?
I'm not saying it. No comment.
All
on
right.
there.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like I'm not part of the cool kids club, so I'm trying to be, cool.
Yeah, but you would take the whole bonnet thing to a total different level.
Always.
So that's why
I always go extra,
Marcos, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want you a part of this club.
Okay.
So, I know the listeners out there are like super curious. Like, how do you manage 3 businesses? And I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. How do you manage 3 businesses, and how don't you I know for me it's hard to not show favoritism to one business because one's my baby, and then I don't want to neglect this one. So tell us about that process.
Whew, it is tough. It's almost like a very delicate dance, if you will, in order to balance those at least the 3 entities that I have, because you're absolutely right. As soon as I stop paying attention to one, I see it fail or I see it start to suffer. So I kind of have to pivot my focus, but the honest answer is ask for help. I know. It took me years to figure this out. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned was actually hiring the right person for the right job.
Right.
For years, I kept just trying to force people in a position where I'm like, okay, well, you're good at this and you can keep this part running, so I'm just going to throw money at that problem instead of actually specifically hiring someone that's qualified for it. So just hiring the right people to help me manage it. There's no possible way that I could do it by myself. First and foremost, my salon manager, Lana, that runs Bold Beauty Company, my salon, there's no way I could do any of it without her. She is the force to be reckoned with behind the entire thing. I mean, oftentimes she doesn't even need to ask permission for things or even ask my input because she knows me so well. And just our workflow is so, like I said, it's kind of like a dance. Like we just work really well. So
the
long and short, but it's help. It's just understanding, having very real conversations with yourself that you cannot possibly do it yourself. You can try, and you will burn yourself out. You'll have resentment. You will you'll regret it. You'll make way bigger mistakes, much further along in the process than you want to if you would just hire help. So yeah.
I want to circle back real quick.
Yeah.
Can you tell the audience the name of your 3 businesses? What are your 3 businesses?
So Bold Beauty Company is the salon. So that is, it's kind of a hybrid of beauty services and body art. So we do aesthetic services like eyelash extensions, permanent makeup, tooth gems, but we also do tattoos, fine line and single needle tattoos, and piercing. So it's kind of all my passions combined into
Wait
one.
a minute. So I can get tooth gems if I come see you?
Yes, sir.
You didn't tell me that before.
I didn't?
I'm going to be all blinged out in my teeth.
Oh, let's grill you up,
All right,
baby.
we're going to be all grilled up.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So Bold Beauty Company is mostly services, but I also do have some training programs. I teach eyelash extensions, permanent makeup. I have training courses for basically every service I offer. The second business is my product line. It's both eyelash extensions and permanent makeup or tattoo artists. So the product line is now called Boho Creative.
Okay.
Bohemian, kind of, if you actually look up the definition of it, is like it's an unconventional artist. Kind of, and that's kind of what I was going for, because we're all creatives. We're all very unconventional. We kind of don't fit in a box, right? With all of our tattoos and piercings and colorful hair, we're kind of unconventional, but we're also creative. So that's where the name came from. And the third is Arizona Tattoo Academy and Arizona Piercing Academy. So that's
right.
Yeah, and man, we are busy over there.
I see your videos all the time. I feel like you're teaching a lot of different classes and stuff, which is impressive.
Absolutely.
How often, so like if I'm watching this right now and I want to learn, I'm assuming you teach people how to do tattoos and how to do them, the right way,
Yes, absolutely.
How often do you teach just people out in the public how to properly tattoo people? Like, what does that look like, and how often do you do it?
So the trainings that we hold, and also the Tattoo Academy, I do have a business partner, Britt Shane, which I think you have you met at that event as well. So her and I own the Tattoo Academy and Piercing Academy together. We hold both a tattoo and piercing class once a month. They're sold out every month. They've been sold out ever since we started. Yeah, so we typically have about 12 tattoo students, and I want to say we usually tap out at about 8 or 9 for piercing, and that's once a month. So, I mean, we've trained over 200 people.
Wow.
Yeah, and we just started in June 22.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a need for it.
Wow, seriously. Yeah, you guys have been out there just bringing in all the people they're all from the Valley, I'm assuming. You got people coming from other states or anywhere?
All over. We have people traveling in from all over the U.S. We have people coming down from Canada.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
From Canada?
Yeah.
Wow.
We've had a couple people reach out to us with interest from Mexico. I mean, we are reaching. People want to learn. They've always wanted to learn. It's a very, very hard industry to get into unless you know someone who owns a shop, or you know someone that's in the industry and you already have your foot in the door. It's, and people have always wanted to learn, and now they can.
Right.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
You ready for some tattoos?
No, I'm a chicken.
Do you have none?
No, I have 0.
Do you have any?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I've got 3.
Okay.
I need more though. I need to line up more. So I might
I
have
told
to
you
come
I'm
see
the guy on the other
You
side.
hook a brother up?
You know someone who does tattoos, yeah.
I know a lady.
And a tooth gem.
I'm gonna be blinged up,
Yes.
tatted up.
You got to get that. You got
Absolutely.
The teeth?
to. Yes.
Oh man,
Next
I was joking,
podcast,
but
you
next
better-
podcast
you
we
better
show up
have
with
Come
that.
on, man.
little
Get a pepper, chili pepper or
sparkle.
something.
Yeah, you too.
No,
Blinging it up.
not me.
No.
He's
Okay.
on-
I got to get a tattoo first.
Okay.
Yeah,
No. She can hook us both up.
exactly. You know where to go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My time had passed. I'm sorry.
Oh, here we go.
It's not true.
Yeah.
No
yeah,
way?
but I want to enjoy. I don't want like 5 years. I got this wonderful tattoo, and then 5 years to just start getting like,
If it's done right, it won't do that.
I mean, I seen the, I've been in the sun too much. I've been exposed to the weather. I'm
all
getting,
I'm hearing is
just-
excuses and excuses.
and I'm very good at it.
yeah, yeah, clearly.
Where's our pen and paper?
I know,
Write
yeah.
down all these bullet
Right.
point.
Yeah, okay. Lie.
No, it's
lie.
okay. It's not
Look.
for everyone, and that's okay. That's
No, it's
totally
not.
okay.
It's not that. I mean, there's plenty of times that I was supposed to get a tattoo. Like 3 other times I was supposed to get a tattoo, but
Yeah.
for some reason it was always something happened. was crazy.
Then it was divine timing that intervened. Yeah, it was like you weren't supposed to get one then.
Yeah.
It never fell through.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that. Maybe I was running with the wrong crowd or something like that.
hanging with the wrong
There's something behind
There
that.
you go.
You gotta stay away from the gang tattoos. You gotta stay away from those.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted like a chili pepper. Or
A chili
something
pepper?
Like,
That
just
makes
something like
sense.
that.
Yeah, there we
Just
go.
something simple.
That would be cute.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You so you have 3 companies. We talked about them. Which one started first? Did they all start at the same time? Did they like evolve into the next and evolve into the next? Like, how did that pan out? How did that roll out?
So I started, Bold Beauty Company was in 2017. I was working for someone else doing eyelash extensions, and I was teaching their lash training courses. And I kept thinking to myself, and this was, of course, like there's a little bit of a rebel inside me, but I'm always like, I can do this so much better. I know I can do this better. Like, this is crazy. I hate how everything's ran. I hate the way I'm treated by management or the ownership. So it was kind of one of those situations where I was like, I'm just going to do it myself. So it was 2017. I kind of just started making a plan, really. I promised myself within about 6 months that I would be ready to quit and launch and go off on my own. So I was living in just a teeny little 1-bedroom apartment in Old Town Scottsdale. I also didn't have a valid driver's license for the first 5 years that I lived here.
No big deal. Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah,
It's cool.
no, I mean, but it was part of my felonious activity. But I did. I had my license suspended for 5 years. So even the first year in business, I could not drive myself to my own business. I was
Right.
actually Ubering to and from. But it was one of those things where it was, hey, there's a will, there's a way, and I'll be damned if I don't do this. Like, I'm not going to let not having a car stop me from doing this. So anyway, 2017, it took about 6 months. I was living paycheck to paycheck, literally eating probably ramen and cheese quesadillas because every other dime that didn't go to a bill was put into testing product, a deposit on my own salon suite, equipment, my own bed, my own table, my own chair, my own light, just everything that I needed. And the product line was all at the same time. So I was testing product at the same time I was planning on launching my own business because I knew once I went off on my own and I taught people, I also wanted to give them my own brand. And I also wanted to work on my own clients with my own product. So, I mean, in testing those things, when you're buying samples from China and Pakistan, it takes weeks, sometimes months to get here. Then you test it on people, see the efficacy of it, if it's something you actually want to launch and put your name on. It's a very long process. People ask all the time, how did you get started? And it's like, how much time do you have?
Yeah, take a seat.
Yeah, it's a process, but I just kind of figured it out, sent emails, asked the right questions. Eventually, when I went off on my own 6 months, so it was September 2017 that I officially launched. I had my own salon suite, so just a private suite, not like a storefront by any means. So yeah, Bold Beauty and the product line launched at the same time. It's only been just as of recent that I've separated the two and gave them a different name.
Got it. Recent, like within the past year?
Yes, this rebranding, when I first launched the product line, it was a lot easier to brand it, but having an established product line that you've been shipping all over the US and Canada that people love and know very well, and then to rebrand it, it's a lot of pressure to make it look, especially with what I have, the idea that I have in my mind and bringing it to life. The pressure's all me. It's probably all in my head too, right? But it's just another one of those really passionate visions that I want to bring to life, and I just want to make sure that it's translated well and received well. So it's a lot of pressure to make sure it's perfect, but it's coming along. So yeah.
That's awesome. So when it came down to your product line, because we have products, I got the salsa, he's got the hot sauce.
Absolutely, yeah.
How important was it for packaging and the presentation of your products? I mean, your products are a little bit different, but it's still important, right?
Absolutely.
The way that you brand your products. So talk a little bit about that, like what you were thinking about when you packaged your products, when you branded your products, and the importance of it.
So in the beginning, when it was just branded as Bold Beauty product, I was kind of just, I mean, it was like a shot in the dark. I'm just putting the label or the logo that I had designed on these labels and giving them names, like giving these product names, just keeping it very clean, very simple. The brand color for Bold was purple, so just black, purple, or white. Just keeping it very simple, very clean. Now the rebranding is very personal. Like, it's very much me, very much a part of my personality, a side of me that I think a lot of people don't see maybe, and I think maybe it's just now that I've gotten older and more confident, but it's definitely got an edgier, like a witchier bohemian kind of just very like rich emerald colors and dark golds and blacks and just a richer, instead of light, soft, fluffy, puffy, girly, this is definitely just but I also wanted it to be neutral because it'll be for both tattoo artists and lash artists and PMU artists. So I just wanted it to be able to reach a wider audience, but I hope people love it. I've poured my heart into the design and branding of it. And that's the thing is I've learned valuable lessons. I've spent thousands on designers that I've decided just to drop the design and do it myself anyway.
Right. So you designed your design.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
The product label that is launching, it was me. I got so frustrated. I ended up throwing away 2 designs from 2 different designs. I just was never happy with it. Right. I thought I was, and then when I really sat down and had the conversation with myself and envisioned those products on shelves or in a parcel on its way to someone, like how excited would they be, to open it? Like what would their impression be of it? So I just opened up my iPad, opened up Procreate, and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna play around with designs and images or details that call to me and just wing it. And now I love the label. $1,000. Like you couldn't even put a price on it for me now. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, so you design this product and let's talk about some like the detail because I design my labels too, right? But this is stuff that people don't actually see. Like when you actually set a product down, when you actually, sitting back from you from about 2 feet away, and you actually looking like, does this product have shelf appeal? Like will it sell to somebody if I'm not talking about it? It's like
sure.
If I come up with a new hot sauce and if I'm talking about it, but if I'm not around, what does that label say to you? How does it identify you? So labels have personality. They appeal to the buyers. So
yeah. Absolutely.
So it's one of those things that a lot of people don't talk about, shelf appeal.
Yeah. I think for me, anything that'll catch your eye, anything that makes you, what is that? Second glance, anything that's eye-catching. So for me, one of the labels is just a very, very sharp, bright gold foil moon and boho next to it. And I think the way that it's laid out, everyone that looks at it is like, what is that? Like, who made that? But it is. I think it has to be eye-catching first. But for example, the label that bottle is on is a bottle of adhesive that's used for eyelash extensions, right? For lash artists, wouldn't appeal to you, right? But you're right. If you don't constantly talk about it or post about it or promote it, no one's going to even know what it is.
Believe it or not, it might appeal to me. If it's a good label, I pick up stuff that I have no business picking up all the time.
Yeah?
All the time.
I think that's just human nature, right? You're curious. You see something and it's...
No, once you get in the business and you do different products, you always catch yourself reading the label or looking at a design and you're admiring someone else's artwork.
Yeah.
At least for myself, I pick up stuff I have no business touching at all. I'm not even going to tell you what I picked up.
I was going to say, do we need an example or should we?
No, we
don't. You don't gotta disclose.
I don't want that guy teasing me after the show.
Oh, I'm going to tease you. No matter what, that's going to happen.
So no matter what.
Yeah.
No, I think, to your point, it is human nature. And when you get into business of products, you are going to naturally start paying attention to, like, why did that catch my eye?
Yeah.
Why am I looking at this? Is it the font? And so just to kind of go into, like for me, like, I didn't want to be like every other product. When it comes to salsa, you got the red, green, and yellows,
right.
and the jalapenos shooting pistols with the sombrero. I wanted nothing to do with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So change it up. So I'm sure, like, for you, like, that was your thing too. It's like, I don't want to be like everyone else because I'm me.
Yes.
And so you just looked at your product line and said, we got to make sure that everyone, when they see this, they see me and what I'm about, right?
Yep. Just to be different. I don't want to be like everyone else. I've never wanted to be like anyone else. I don't want my products to look like everyone else's. I just want it to be different. I want it to be something to behold, like... Like, do you ever just hold a really cool product in your hand and you're just like, man, they really went out on the design of this. Like, it's just aesthetically pleasing or it's like nice to the touch. Like, even labels that are like more of a matte finish. I pay attention to things like that.
Matte and foils. That's my thing. Yep.
Yes. Yep, you get it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%. We got to get you some foils.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. I got to be myself.
I know.
True. Yeah, you got to stick with your branding.
Yeah.
You talked about, having to... he mentioned it, putting your product on a shelf and catching someone's eye. And so like when you create a brand and it catches their eye, that helps, for sales. But on the other end, like what else do you do like for marketing and advertisement to, advertise your product, and how important is that?
Very. I mean, that will make or break the entire product line. If I stop posting about it, people will stop buying it. They don't know it's there. I mean, of course I have my, diehard customers that have bought this thing for the past, how long have I? So almost 7 years. So it's super important. It's important to not just stay relevant, which I kind of joke about that because social media is hard. It's like a full-time job, which I'm sure you guys both understand that completely. But if you're not constantly posting, advertising, or showing what you even have available for people to use, they don't know that you have it. So I think it's important to just keep talking. And I'm sure you guys get that with your guys' products. Just keep talking about it. I'll talk to anyone who wants to hear about tattoos or eyelash extensions or piercings. Like I'll talk your ear off about it. So yeah.
Which is important, like, because we don't know what we don't know, right?
Right, absolutely.
So that's why we ask the questions.
Absolutely.
Do you go to like expos and stuff to kind of showcase your business, your skills and all that, or is that something you plan to do if you don't now?
I haven't yet, but I actually am going. There's an expo in Vegas in June that I plan on going to. But funny enough, I still have a few products that are in the printing and processing side, so I won't have a full line of products to take. My business partner does. She also owns a couple other businesses as well, one of them being an aesthetics product company, and I'm going to be doing tattoos the whole time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm just going to sit. We'll have flashboards. People can come pick tattoos, go around to the different booths, and I'll just tattoo the whole time. I love to tattoo, so it'll be fun.
So you're actually a tattoo artist
I
as
am. I'm, and an expert piercer, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I do all of the services that I teach and certify people.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive. You ready for that nose piercing or what? You get that nose
Maybe
piercing?
I'll do that. Why not?
The nose piercing?
Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah.
All right. I'm not.
Midlife crisis. Midlife crisis coming.
You can always take it out if you don't like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll always be there to record just in case you want to
I got my
remember.
ears
Oh my God,
pierced,
please do.
Why not?
His eyes will water.
Yeah.
You'll have fun with that one.
It'll be great.
Hold on, I missed something. I'm about to cry about something?
Well,
Yeah, no. It'll be great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be good.
I know, yeah.
No, that's awesome. So
Yes.
where if I'm trying to find you to be a customer and learn from you, where do I go? How do I find you? What do I do?
So if you are wanting to train in any of the aesthetic services, you would want to find me at Bold Beauty Company. So our website's boldbeautyco.com.
Okay.
Any of the piercing and tattoo trainings are over at the ArizonaTattooAcademy.com. I also have Instagrams for both. I did have a separate Instagram for my product line for boho. I did separate the two, but I'm kind of backpedaling on that a little bit. I kind of want to maybe promote it through Bold Beauty instead of separating it. I don't know. I'm kind of, fighting with that one myself in my head and figuring that one out, but
That's the beauty of being your own boss, though.
exactly. You
Yeah.
get to decide. I get to make all the decisions. So I will kind of chew on things like that until the inspiration comes and the answer is right in front of my face or it just feels right, and then I'll make a decision. But for right now, I'm like, ugh. Might just keep it at Bold. But all the products can be purchased on the boldbeautycompany.com.
You guys heard that? BoldBeautyCo.com.
Yes.
Come find Alicia. She's going to get you hooked up.
That's right.
How many products do you have?
Oh gosh, at the moment, so I have eyelash tweezers, eyelash extensions, adhesive, iPads, tape, jade stones. I mean, there's a whole line. There's magnifying glasses with little lights on the side. Then if you switch over to the PMU or tattoo products, right now all I have launched are biodegradable ink cups. That's another thing that's super important to me, is kind of trying to save our planet here. So biodegradable products in a lot of the tattoo and PMU stuff. So the ink cups are biodegradable. The razors, obviously not the metal portion, but the razors are also biodegradable. I'm trying to think of what else I've got. Well, I don't want to tell you about I've got a few things that are kind of in the works.
Under
that we'll be
R&D,
launching.
under R&D,
Yes,
we
I can't
can't
tell you yet.
disclose.
But those items are available online to purchase right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your Arizona Tattoo Academy, where's that located?
It's in Phoenix, kind of the Arcadia area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they would have to call you, schedule an appointment before or do they go there in person to sign up?
No, it's actually, we have an application process online because we want to know a little bit about you before you sign up for the class. They can pay the deposit online and then they get an email, welcome email with all the information on, when the class is, what time to show up, what to expect, what to bring, all that. So the tattoo portion is 2 days in person, 2 days online, and same with piercing. 2 days in person, 2 days online, because we cover not just the art of tattoo and piercing, we literally break down everything as far as business, marketing, Instagram, social media. Absolutely. Because a lot of these people are coming from corporate or, we'll even have, we'll have moms that have raised their babies and now want to come and do something. And they've always wanted to do tattoos or always wanted to pierce. So you've got people coming from all walks of life that have always wanted to do this. It's our responsibility to let them know what they're getting into and how to be successful now that they have the skill set to go out into the free world. What do you do with it? Where do you work? How do you get insured? All those things. So we give them everything to make sure that they are absolutely set up for success, and our success rate is insane.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, it's just, it's incredible. It's just humbling. It's an honor really to watch people leave our class and become even more successful as artists than I ever was.
So
I love that.
Do you remember your first time that you did your first piercing or your first tattoo? Do you actually remember that experience?
Yes.
Wow.
It's terrifying.
Tell us a little bit about that. It's
scary. I mean, you have to understand permanently marking someone's body, at least on the tattoo side, is really serious, right? Like it's an exchange of energy, and you are opening someone's skin. And I am a licensed esthetician, so of course the integrity of someone's skin is my first priority. Of course, I want your tattoo to be amazing, but I also want to make sure that your skin is going to be okay. But it's so scary. I think the first time I went to tattoo someone, it was a cute little design on a gal's ankle, and I was shaking so bad. I was so scared. I could barely hold the machine straight. And I handed it to my instructor, a gal from Utah who I learned from, and just was like, I can't do this. I can't do it. I was shaking so bad. But it kind of, shook it out a little bit, and I've understood, by the way, salt or electrolytes help with that if anyone ever has shaky hands because they're nervous.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it works.
Wow.
We'll give it to some of our students. But yeah, just a little terrifying. And it's still, even to this day, when I go to tattoo someone, it's not terrifying, but you have to have a healthy respect for what you're about to do. And understand that, you're going to inflict pain. Yes, they're asking for it, but I take it so serious. Like, it's definitely a very, it's permanent.
Yeah.
Piercing, not so much. I'll throw a needle at anyone. So.
Take it easy.
I didn't bring any today. It's okay.
I don't think I could do that either.
The piercing?
No, I'll be.
You get one in the nose.
So
We talked about it already.
No, I'm talking about actually like pierce
doing
someone else.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
satisfying. I know it sounds weird, but it's like kind of in a pimple popping way. It's satisfying. I know. There's lots of, hey, I'm an esthetician, okay?
all right.
Like, it's skin is still.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, some people are super just intrigued by that, but it's.
I have watched those videos.
Yeah, see? But it's.
You are a weird one.
But it's
Yeah,
it's just
bit.
fascinating to I think here's the deal. If you actually look at my entire menu of services, anything I've ever offered or taught or done myself, they're all instant gratification services, because right then and there you can see what you've done. So like, you pierce someone,
never
there's
thought
a
of it that way.
diamond. Tattoo, it's there. Tooth gem, it's there. Lashes, they're there.
Wow.
Permanent makeup, your brows are immediately there. Like, so we used to do spray tans. You're
Done.
tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just the instant gratification, I think. But piercing is fun. It's very, very fun.
Marcos, you should practice on the ribeye.
There.
You just take a ribeye, just practice.
And do what
There
to
you
it?
go.
Give it a
barbell.
I don't
Piercing?
know.
A barbell?
Yeah, I don't know. Some kind of piercing.
Can I just cook my ribeyes and eat them?
Yeah, just leave them alone.
Yeah, leave me
but-
alone, man. What is it with you
Just
and
let
picking
the
on me?
men eat a steak.
I know.
Why you sitting there seasoning whatever? Just think about piercing. Like,
Oh, man. It's a weird thought.
it is.
I'm not doing that.
That was an intrusive thought. I think you let that one out.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that knows Marcos, he just eats ribeyes like
I love this.
3 times a week.
I know. Okay.
I'm gonna change your contact to ribeye in my
Oh,
phone.
no.
Like,
Just
I
like a
love
ribeye
it.
emoji's going to
Yes,
pop up.
yes. I'll know it's
Thanks,
you.
Paul. Everyone else is going to be that too when I
Love
call.
it. And probably a little chili pepper. How about like the steak and
I
the
like
chili
that.
pepper?
Now that I like.
See, that's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah, I like the ribeye.
All right. Okay. So let me ask you something. If you were to stand here, look at yourself on the other side of the table, but the other side of the table is the 10-year-old you, 15-year-old you, what would you tell you today?
Oh, man.
I know it got deep real quick, huh?
It does. There's so many things. There's
Yeah.
so many things that I would say. Honestly, it just gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because think about, I mean, you're a kid. Kids are mean. Kids are bullies. You're teens. Teens are mean. You're in your, you got these awkward life stages you have to figure out. And then you get here where I am now today. I've never loved myself more. I've never loved my friends or my family more. Like, it just gets better if you let it.
Right.
Like, I think that's just hold on. Yeah, it just gets better.
Yeah, and you emulate that. I think when I met you, like we went at the networking event, the AZ Entrepreneurs, shout out to them. Like you emulate that glow of that. Like I can tell you're somebody who's very positive and it glows outward. And so I can tell you've been on a journey now to where you're just attracting positive things in your life. And that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing it. What do you mean? You got 3 successful businesses.
Well, and I appreciate that, but you have to remember I came from rock bottom. I came from a jail cell. It literally, when I find myself in really, really difficult situations when it comes to business, the thing that comes to the back of my mind is, girl, you've been through worse. You've handled much worse. You've, tackled much harder life obstacles. Granted, all of that was, self-inflicted, but if I can handle that, I can literally handle anything. So that was kind of my a great baseline to start because, the sky's the limit from there, but yeah.
Yeah, it just gets better.
It just gets better. Yeah, if you allow it, if you put the work in and you just trust it, like you just trust it.
You mentioned something earlier too about the fact that you had to Uber to and from your own business.
Yeah.
But you weren't going to let anything stop you from achieving your own goals.
Nope.
How many times have you been confronted with a log in the road or a challenge that could the average person say, you know what, this isn't meant for me. This is a sign. I shouldn't do this. How many times have you been confronted with something like that and you said, no, I'm going to chop that thing down. I'm going to go around it, go over it, under it. I'm going that direction. How many times has that happened to you to get you to where you are right now?
Countless times. The biggest is definitely COVID, though. 2020 put me on my knees praying to gods I'd never even heard of.
Yeah.
2020 was really rough. That actually, that kind of shook me into like, do you really want this? Is this serious? I mean, I was close to losing my entire business. I made the very grave mistake, and I learned this lesson, very valuable lesson, put yourself on payroll. So it was, in the beginning, it was me. It was just me. I didn't have myself on payroll. At the end of the year, tax season comes, you just write the amount you paid yourself and be done with it. But COVID came, and I qualified for zero help. I got nothing. I didn't even get unemployment. What did they call it? It was in May when they allowed us to go back to work. They rolled out entrepreneur unemployment the same week that we were allowed to go back to work. So I had no funding the entire time. So I mean, you guys, I was close to like, I literally asked my friend, "What do you think about feet pictures online?" Like literally,
that's a thing too.
I mean, it got to the point I probably would never do it, but it literally got to the point where I was like, I don't know what to do from here. I've kind of hit a wall that I have no control over. I had to stop working for 5 weeks with no income, and truthfully, very little savings, because when you're an entrepreneur, I don't know about you guys, but if I had extra, it was being dumped back into the business.
100%.
It wasn't sitting in a savings
95.
account waiting for the freaking COVID to hit the world. So that one was a very valuable lesson. And I survived. I mean, I survived a pandemic, which unfortunately, a lot of people, especially in the beauty industry, can't say the same.
Right.
A lot of people didn't survive 2020.
So kudos to you for powering through that.
Yeah, that was definitely a hard time for a lot of people.
It was. And honestly, I took out a loan. I took out a loan. I took out a private loan for about $40,000, because before then I was just in private suites. So it was kind of a, do you really want this? Do you really take this serious or not? Because it was either you let this whole thing go because you can't afford it now, or you take out a loan and it is all gas, no brakes. So I took about $40,000, opened up my storefront, just hit the ground running. I had that paid back within the first year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, props to you.
Thank you. I was not going to quit. I couldn't. I mean, Bold is that's my baby. That's my brand. That's my first business. That's the first thing I really ever really took a chance on myself with. It was the first time that it was like, all right, Leash, let's go. This is it. It's just you.
Yeah, 100%.
You're calling the shots. So yeah.
And you called them and you made it here. You got 3 successful businesses.
And you're still here.
Yeah, thank goodness. Like
Yeah.
I said, a lot of people, they didn't survive that, and I'm just humbled to be here. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I know exactly how that feels.
Yeah, it's scary.
With your success, I mean, you're obviously a successful woman. With success, there's an attraction of, different types of people in your life. How do you make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people? Because you're going to be confronted with a lot of different people. How do you do that? How do you manage that?
I'm a total homebody. I used to be very, very social. Pre-COVID, pre-2020, I was very social, out partying all the time, out meeting people, very just out and about. My life has changed drastically. I mean, seriously, once 2020 hit and I realized how serious things were, I did a complete flip and was like, hey, we need to change your entire group of friends that you're going nowhere with. You need to change what you're doing on the goddamn weekends because you're going nowhere every weekend, drinking and just, not being productive. But just one thing I asked the universe to give me the gift of discernment because I struggle, right?
Yeah.
I struggle. I don't know about you guys, but when I meet people and when I see people, unfortunately, I have this terrible habit of seeing my potential in them.
Okay.
And then I am very let down and very disappointed when none of that happens or they're just there to take something from me, whether it be information, education, business, free training, whatever it is that they're after. But just like intuition, just go with your gut.
Right.
Every interaction that I have with people, I just really dig deep. Like, how did that go? How do I feel about that? How did that person make me feel? Do I want to do business with this person? Do I want this person in my personal circle? How do they affect my professional life? It's all a system. Like it all affects each other. But I think honestly, the best answer I can give you is just intuition. Just trusting my gut, and when it feels off or someone feels off, go with it.
Right.
It's almost never wrong.
No, I think that's spot on. I lean on my intuition as well.
Good.
And it's helped me a lot. I mean, that's probably why him and I have been able to partner in a lot of different things.
Sure.
And why we brought you on, because I
Yeah.
think that you emulate a strong woman entrepreneur that people need to learn about and grow from, learn from and grow in their own way by learning from you.
Absolutely. Well, and I feel like that's kind of what I'm here for. I tell people I'm a guide, if you will. I have found what I want to do with my life. And now it's my responsibility, my opportunity, and my honor, really, to show all these other people what they can do. So, for example, when people come through our tattoo academy, you have, let's just say, Jill, who was a stay-at-home mom for 7 or 8 years. Now her kid can be at school. She wants to do something for herself. She comes in, takes our class. Where does she work? I have Bold Beauty Company, where oftentimes I have an empty space where that person can come in and I get to teach them everything I know about this industry. I get to teach them how to do the service from start to finish, but I also get to teach them customer service skills. They have never been in a service industry before. Yeah. Or a service position before where they're offering a service to someone. So they're, oftentimes starting from the ground up. But I get to guide them through the whole thing, let them see how it all goes from start to finish. And, oftentimes they end up within a year or so, go off on their own and open up their own thing. And it's like, I'm just rooting for them. I did the same thing. I've been there, I've done it. It's scary.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, when you guys are ready to launch and do your own thing, I'm just stars in my eyes, like, go for it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Love that. I mean, I think that's really important to be able to help, foster and grow people in your own organization. I know you've done that in Big Reds, too.
Definitely.
Good.
Wow. Yeah, I love to hear that. I really do. The world's a good place out there.
There's still some really good people. They're still good. I want to be a part of it as much as I can be, but like you said, you have to be careful. People do want to take advantage of you when you get into certain positions, but
right.
You can't always focus on that.
Yeah.
You kind of have to see through it or see past it and just focus on the good.
What I learned, I still, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the situation, what happened, or I still have to, don't let anyone change who I am as a person and as an individual. Like, if I care and love and care about people, and that's what I want to show. Like, I can't let a bad experience change who I am.
Absolutely.
That's what I have learned over the situation.
Absolutely.
But now my favorite part of the show, which I love, my favorite question to ask. All right.
It's a good question.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. We're going to see how this one goes.
Oh, boy.
All right. What is your why? And why do you do what you do? No pressure.
I think my why is me, all the old dead versions of me that wish they could have been here, maybe, and just, oh, that's so hard to answer. Just old versions of me that I guess maybe I see in I just want to help other people. Life is already so hard. This world can be so hard. Why can't we do what we love and make money doing it?
Yeah.
You don't have to have a 9-to-5 that you hate. You don't have to have a job that you wake up and just dread going to. That's my why. I want to show people that there's a different way to earn a living, to do something that you love and not get burnt out by it. There's a way to monetize your passions. And I think that's my why. I think that we just want to be happy. Everyone just wants the form of happiness, and I feel like your career should be part of that. So yeah.
Wow, you see that? She was getting warmed up, and then it came right out.
That was deep. That came from deep down within.
It took a minute. It took a minute, but she came out.
Yeah.
We just put the whole story together. So now we know. We're hearing the story and understanding that, and now we understand your why. I like that. I like that. You like your freedom. I like you want to help other people out.
Yes.
It's not just some people just don't do good with bosses.
Yeah.
And being told what some people are not. Some people are free spirits, and
Sure.
And sometimes you got to find that passion, what you love to do, and it's like that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
So I love to hear people why. That's the point. I look forward to the whole show. I mean, this interview has been great. It's been awesome. I've been learning a lot of stuff, and I got a chance to ask some of the questions I never ever got to ask any other tattoo artists about piercing and stuff like that. Believe it or not, that's probably been on my mind for at least about 30 years.
Really?
30.
Yeah, 30 years.
Oh, you can ask
Easy.
me any question about piercing.
Yeah, easy, tattoos and stuff like that. I'm like, I guess I used to consider myself an artist. I used to draw stuff and stuff
I think
like that.
everyone's an artist in their own way.
Yeah, and I do pretty good. I draw my labels, but I was just thinking, if I want to draw on somebody, it's different between drawing on a piece of paper.
Yes. Absolutely.
I know I would be petrified if I had to actually tattoo someone's skin.
Oh, for sure.
I know I would be.
Yeah, I can't even do a stick figures, which we talked about. I know. Hold on.
Margot suck and stick figures. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah, I can't even. So that's why I just stick to salsa. You know what I mean? I'm not.
It just sticks to salsa. No,
Yeah.
I mean there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into tattooing because it's not just the pretty design. It's the skin. It's the client's skin. It's how deep you're going, how deep you're not going. You're stretching. There's so many things, X, Y's, and Z's that kind of come together that make tattooing work, and that just fascinates me. I love to nerd out on stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's fun to teach. I love teaching.
So let me ask this: would you practice on the ribeye?
Oh, here we go.
Sure. I think if we pat it dry, let it dry out for a little bit, I might be able to get some ink in there.
I don't think she needs to practice though. I think
No,
she's
not
a trainer.
her. You.
Oh,
your stick
okay.
figures.
All right.
You
If
tattoo
not,
a
we
ribeye.
could do pig skin. It's kind of gross though.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna pass on that.
That's
whole
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna trust you. I do need to get a tattoo from you one day. So.
Please do. I would love to. Why don't you be on Sundays, which is our theory tattoo day?
Okay.
I tattoo a model in front of all the students. Why don't you be the guest one day and let
I'll
me
do
tattoo
it.
you?
Yeah.
'Kay.
Do I get to pick what I'm gonna get tattooed?
Absolutely.
Or you have to, okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
Can he
Wait,
bring his
do you
own
do the
design
tattoo?
in?
I do it. Yeah.
Okay,
So
'cause
I
I
tattoo
trust
you.
you.
Yeah, I tattoo
Okay.
you while all the students observe.
All right.
So can he bring his own design in?
Yeah.
Got that stick figure, man.
Yeah, here we go. the stick-
Whatever he gives me though, we're gonna do the reveal and it will be like a little chili pepper.
Yeah, something like that. I gotta think about it now.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to tattoo you.
That is awesome. I'd love to do that. For sure, we're gonna lock that in.
Hell yeah.
More to come. We'll do video footage on that too.
Please, yes. Out in the field.
I love that. Well, I'm really, really happy that you came on. I know we talked about
Thank
this
you.
a while ago, and with all our crazy schedules, it took this long. So thank you for coming
Thank
on the
you.
PM Hot Salsa Show.
I appreciate it. This was my first first podcast. This was
Wow, this is one of my favorite episodes.
well, it's my favorite too.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, I've been holding this question in for 30 years.
Come on, you gotta let it out, man.
Like, relief. Look,
Just took one interview,
Yeah.
and
A weight been off my shoulder. I mean, look,
You go home
I
with a
love it.
smile today.
I feel free.
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
I'm glad I could be that for you.
No, I appreciate that.
Hell
Really
yeah.
do. It means a lot.
So-
So we're glad to have you on here. I mean,
Thank you.
it's been an honor and pleasure. It's been it's a pleasure just to hear all your, somebody can relate to the stuff that we go through.
Yeah.
Plus when you own multiple businesses, and so that you feel like you're not crazy.
No.
So that's good. You're not
No,
alone.
I mean, yeah. You have to be a little crazy to
Oh,
be
yeah.
an entrepreneur, right? Like you have to be a little delusional in order for this to even
I was just
work.
gonna say delusional. Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to have like this blind faith in yourself. Otherwise, what are you even doing? You
Oh,
know? Yeah.
So I was gonna wrap it up, but I got one more question actually. Somebody's gonna be listening to this and they're gonna be motivated by what you said or inspired.
Sure.
What do you have to tell that person right now that's like, wow, I really want to be like that person? What do you have to say to them?
If the universe or whatever higher power you worship gave you the gift of that idea or that vision or that dream, it's already yours.
I
You
love
just have
that.
to follow through.
Execute.
Yeah.
Yeah, knock
that's
it out. Crush it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You literally, you never would have been given that idea or thought if it wasn't yours.
Love that.
Yeah.
Cool. With that, we're going to close on that. I really, again, appreciate you being here. Make sure you tune in on Spotify for the podcast. Yes. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. And make sure you come check out Alicia and all her successful businesses. And
Come see us at the salon.
see her at the salon.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.